Okay, so Wuthering Waves version 2.1 is finally here, and a ton of people are super excited for what's to come with Wuthering Waves. So the update actually released last night for me. It came out way earlier than people actually expected. People expected the maintenance to be around 7 hours long, but it actually ended up being around about 5 or 4, a little bit just over 4, which again was really great because it allowed a lot of players to actually go ahead and play the game and have a little go at it, especially us over in Europe who, you know, had to go to sleep during that time. And actually managed to sneak in around about 3 to 5 hours of gameplay, somewhere in between then. And I just wanted to give my overall first impressions and thoughts of version 2.1, some things I liked, some things I didn't like, and how Wuthering Waves can keep improving in the future, and how version 2.1 is just the start of this. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys do enjoy the video, and also go to Game Subs to use my code Kaza. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff, so I definitely recommend going over there. They got a new event on at the moment, so go over there, have a little look, and yeah, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. But let's get back into the video. Okay, so this is going to be another one of those rare Kazahana kind of gameplay videos. I just want to kind of show you guys everything that I wanted to talk about, and well, let's just start off with the first kind of thing that came to version 2.1, which is Phoebe. I think Phoebe is such a great character, and I feel like she's added quite a bit to the game. I think Wuthering Waves was really cooked, especially for a character that a lot of people weren't interested in at the start. I feel like even me, I wasn't too interested in her, but after seeing her trailer, after seeing a lot of her kit and everything like that, she definitely seems very interesting, which enticed me to pull, and that's why I actually managed to go ahead and pull her. Got her in 30 pulls, by the way, so again, it's pretty good. And I feel like one thing that Wuthering Waves has done really well with version 2.1 and also just with the game overall is the amount of generosity they have, obviously with all of this stuff kind of going on, including a daily login event where you can actually get 10 pulls, which I think is absolutely amazing. And also you got stuff like the trial and everything like that as well. But pretty much one of the first quests that you actually go to in version 2.1, which I thought was really nice, was the actual underground vault area. So I actually did this quest in its totality, and I thought it was actually a pretty decent quest. Obviously it was very short. It was only about an hour to about 2 hours long, depending on how quick you read, and it had a ton of really fun mini games and stuff in there. I really liked the overall like tracks going around. If you can see here, there's a lot of like kind of train tracks and stuff where you had to actually ride an echo, and then you had to shoot little things to kind of like fix up your path and everything like that, which I thought was really fun, and it was definitely a little bit different. There's also some other kind of mini game modes as well whenever you actually got into the vault. Obviously we were back to more spy stuff. It is the vault, and if you guys remember it for 2.0, we actually had a previous quest in there, so it's a little bit similar to that where you're kind of sneaking around shooting some cameras out. And also you had a new kind of thing where you could actually be one of the Vitrium dancers and kind of do like a little puzzle, which I thought was really fun. It was just a really unique way of doing a quest and keeping people engaged without just doing combat. You know, it does get a little bit boring whenever you do combat, and I think Wuthering Waves have noticed that, you know, if you can do other stuff, it's actually much more preferred and people enjoy it more. And I definitely enjoyed a lot of these like mini games and stuff that went on. Now the story itself was very interesting. I thought it was like, it wasn't the best story obviously, but I did think for something that wasn't exactly like a main story, like let's be real, this was just a kind of side story thing, I thought it was pretty decent. Obviously it wasn't very long, and I'm still yet to get into the kind of meat and potatoes of stuff, including like the fishing kind of quest and everything like that. But honestly I thought the dynamic of Zany, Phoebe, and all the other characters that were involved in this kind of vault thing was super fun, and I thought that it worked really well. And overall I didn't have a time where I was like, oh my god, can I just get through this quest, which honestly in my opinion is a good thing. I feel like there's been a lot of kind of quests like that, especially in ZZZ, things like that I've played in the past, where I'm just like, I just kind of want to get through this, I just want to skip, I just don't even care anymore. Whereas this, it actually kept me pretty engaged, especially for a quest that wasn't of the highest importance. There's also some great little story to Phoebe as well. You learn a little bit more about her in the story, and also there were some really cool cutscenes. They weren't very long, but honestly for what they were, I think they were really cool. But let's go on to some of the other stuff as well. Obviously I think one thing that Wuthering Waves has done really well is the overall quality of this whole area. As you can see here, we've got a new kind of fishing village thing, which I've barely even managed to explore yet. Obviously I've literally just started the quest to actually go over here. That's it. So I'm actually going to play this a little bit more off stream and see what it's like. But I managed to go over to a couple of the islands, unlock the waypoints, and what I did really like was the islands are a little bit different. For example, this one has a lot of like shipwrecks and stuff, whereas the other one was a little bit more like built up and more of like a fishing kind of place, which I thought was really cool. And I liked the kind of diversity between a lot of those islands. And honestly, it's not a bad place. Obviously, it's quite small, so it's going to be really easy to explore, but I feel like this is a very, very nice addition and kind of gives us a little bit of a break from this like massive kind of land area that we've had before, and instead we're going over to somewhere like a little bit like islands, and it definitely makes sense for a fishing kind of village. Also, another thing that I really enjoyed, which is kind of like a really small detail, this was in the vault kind of quest and also the quest in coming over to these islands, is the actual accents that they're using. I really like the fact that pretty much all of the characters that we interacted that weren't playable characters were like kind of like British. I thought that was really cool as a British person myself. I thought that, you know, they used a really interesting and like mix of different accents from Britain, not just like, you know, kind of like a normal kind of accent. They kind of like went like a little bit more northern, a little bit more southern at times, and I thought that was really nice. And especially as a British person, you could definitely tell the difference and the kind of slang and stuff they were using, which I thought definitely added to the overall feel of the world. I think that, you know, a lot of the time we do have a lot of games where it's just like played with American accents. It's just like, okay, bro, we get it now. Like, we're literally just in America land. Whereas this, they actually had a little bit of a diverse cast. Obviously, not every single NPC had a British accent. Obviously, some of them had American accents and stuff like that as well, which I thought was fine. I think a good mix is really, really good for a lot of these stories. And we've seen it increasing, especially with a lot of the main story in version 2.0 as well. Obviously, Zane's accent is a little bit different, which I think Wuthering Waves, if they keep experimenting with that, it could actually pay off quite heavily, because it kind of brings like a little bit of a different kind of feel to the game, which I think is something that definitely sets Wuthering Waves apart. And also another thing that I really liked was that it didn't actually throw you over straight to these islands. You did have the option to actually go over to them, but I thought it was really nice that you could actually just like make your way over there in like due time. You had to do the vault, actual underground vault quest to actually go over there in the first place. That's why I haven't actually explored it too much, because, you know, you had to do that and then you can go over to the islands, which I thought was really cool because it means that you're not getting like too straight into it. But it did also have the option to unlock it early if that's what you wanted to do, which I thought was really, really nice because it allows people to make that choice. And it's a little bit like the skip button at the start of the game for the story. It allows people to make a choice in terms of whether they want to do all of the story to get to this place, or if they just want to skip it, go straight there and actually do whatever is over in these islands, which I think is great. And obviously for these islands as well, as I said, I'm yet to fully like explore it, but for what I did do, I thought it was really fun just using your glider. I feel like gliders are going to be absolutely OP here. I also think the gondolas are actually going to be pretty good. I'm going to get this chest actually. I think the gondolas are going to be pretty good as well, because, you know, it's just going to help you go from island to island. As you can see here, this is kind of annoying. Some of the islands don't actually have waypoints or anything on them, so you're going to actually have to fly over to them. You're going to have to like sail over to them every time, which, to be honest, I don't think is the end of the world. It would have been nice if we could have seen some kind of teleport thing, but honestly, with flight, it just makes it so much easier. And I think that's just a testament to how good exploration is in Wuthering Waves, because again, exploration has just become fun in this game now. I used to hate exploration in any kind of gacha game, not just Wuthering Waves, but, you know, in Genshin Impact, everything like that. But with stuff like flight, I was like, oh damn, okay, I can literally just fly over to the next island. And I thought that was really, really cool, and I thought that was a nice touch. Obviously, there is a lot of kind of like hilly kind of structures. There's a lot of cliffs and things, which makes it super easy to kind of glide off of. Obviously, a lot of people were saying like, oh, there's a lot of water, so maybe, you know, it's going to make it quite hard to fly. But no, it seems like the fly mechanic is just as prevalent as ever, and it seems like people are definitely going to be using this whenever it comes to these islands. So honestly, overall, it has been a pretty good zone. Now, we've also got some other events like the endgame modes, everything like that, which I haven't actually gone into yet. We got the new tactical hologram, everything like that. So I'd definitely give you guys a little update, probably over on my second channel, talking about this and showing you guys even more that I enjoyed about this update. But overall, it seems like Kuro Games are really cooking and showing us how to do a you know, a 0.1 update. I feel like, is this better than version 2.0? No, it's not better than version 2.0 just because version 2.0 was so spectacular, was so big. But I feel like version 2.1 is definitely the perfect kind of sequel, or the perfect kind of update to follow such a big update like 2.0, because it's still pretty big. You know, we've got some characters, new areas, some really, really cool quests, which again, I really, really like. And hopefully, you know, they keep doing this for some of the future quests that are coming out, and, you know, showing Hoyoverse how to do it, because it seems like Hoyoverse are definitely going to be watching this update and being a little bit scared, because, bro, they know how to do an update. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this update. And, you know, are you guys enjoying it? What's been your favorite kind of aspects of it? Has it been Phoebe? Has it been the islands? Has it been anything else? Let me know. I really want to know. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.